Hey everybody, John here from Incomesh.com. In this video, I'm going to share with you 4 great ideas when it comes to protecting your content online, as well as 3 really crummy ones, okay? So I kid you not, in the last 24 hours, I've had, I think, 3 different clients, some past, some current clients, talk to me about trying to increase the amount of security behind the downloadable files within either their store, their membership, or some other part of their community online. And at first blush, that makes total sense, right? You put your heart, your soul, all your effort into creating these amazing products. The last thing you want to do is have it so easy to abuse this privilege. So you naturally want to go and look at all the different ways you have of protecting your content, whether it be through download restrictions, through a lot of different things we'll go through in this video. But at the end of the day, what I want to go ahead and just impart upon you is that, from personal experience, we have over 50,000 students in our online school that we've generated over multiple years and plenty of income from. And I have seen the full spectrum of people, those who are completely respectful and are just your A-star students. And you also have those on the other side who will go through, watch all your lectures within one day and request a refund within 24 hours and saying that the course wasn't for them. You are a wise person. If you're online, you're looking at what's going on here, you're like, okay, I can see people who are abusing your policy and people who are respecting your policy. And what I have to tell you is that this is a psychological thing. You're going to have those spectrum of people within any business, any industry. And if you try to protect it, if you try to kind of take the approach of I'm going to restrict from you from doing anything wrong, let's just be honest, you're not going to be able to capture every percentage of the people who are trying to abuse your policies. And I believe there is a fine line between how far it takes for you to try to put in those countermeasures, those inabilities for people to do the wrong thing, versus just understanding there's going to be those few people in the world who are going to be kind of jerks and kind of abusive of you, and to not look at those people and instead focus on what I believe as a positive outlook kind of guy. The vast majority of people are good people and they will respect and they appreciate what it is that you sold them and they will protect it for you. But enough of the philosophy. Let me go ahead and share with you 4 good ideas I think you should implement when it comes to protecting your own digital content online. Idea number 1 is you want to make sure you keep your course and your premium content locked behind a good username and password setup here. The classic membership login to access your content. If you want to learn how to set that up step by step, I have a free course in my own membership area called Memberships Made Easy. You can check out the link in the description below or go to incomesh.com/mme to get access for that course and see how I protect my content. Number 2, I would recommend on your video content specifically to increase those security measures. You are able to put an unlisted YouTube video behind a membership wall and say, call it a day and you're protected. But as you probably well know, on any YouTube video, you can right click on that video and get the URL. And when I say there's a fine line between how much protection makes sense, you put a lot of work into your YouTube videos. I think it makes sense to increase the protection on those videos. You have a couple of options here, and I'll be sure to do videos on each one of these options in the future. But off the top of my head, you can use a premium hosting, video hosting solution like Vimeo Pro or Wistia or VooPlayer. And each one of those allows you to upload your videos to those sources instead of YouTube, which is a sharing platform, right? And we're trying to not share things. And so then you can have a plethora of protection options for your video content, because that is the one where if you make it easy, people are probably going to take that and have it for future reference. People are digital hoarders. They try to grab onto these things and keep them forever. But most of the time they never watch the videos though. Let's just be honest. Now, even doing this with your video hosting is not going to prevent people from stealing your stuff. I'm just going to tell you, people can always go, and if their time is worth that little and their money is worth that much, I guess you'd say, people will find a way to take screenshots of every single slide, or they'll screencast over what you're doing and try to record everything you've got. People will be jerks, and just put that behind you and focus on serving the vast majority of good people out there and kind of looking away from the negativity that's in the world. Part number 3, and this one is probably the most crucial. If you have a premium digital offering, if you have a course, if you have some sort of membership, if all you have is static content that you're selling, there is limited lasting value in that service. Versus if you go live once a week or once a month for your members, and that live video is stored behind that username and password, there's a certain level of support, a certain level of value that you're giving that exceeds that of just kind of, here's 17 blog posts and here's my $97. Thank you very much. When you have a live component to your premium offering, it becomes impossible then, if you think about it, to actually pirate that content because content is coming out on a recurring basis. That's one of the reasons why I'm putting so much work into this YouTube channel, is I want to make sure that I'm providing lasting ongoing value while I also learn from you guys what you want more so that I can eventually offer the right thing to you. And the last one, the fourth good idea when it comes to protecting content, this is a little bit of a different thread, a different idea, is actually around the promotion of your content. So around scarcity. We're talking about scarcity and abundance mindset here in the world, and where scarcity is not the best idea when you've already purchased something and you only have 3 days to download your file. I don't think scarcity is right in that mindset, but I do think it has a fantastic place in actually selling and making the offer and creating urgency behind your offer. That's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of Thrive Themes, because they have tools like Thrive Ultimatum that allow you to inject real scarcity within your funnels, which is fantastic. So what I'd advise you to do, what is a good idea behind protecting your content, is if you have a limited one-time offer, I would urge you, make that a limited one-time offer. Try to prevent people from just being able to go and get your discount code whenever they want to, if they know the link, if they copy the link, or if they get the link from their friend. That's still better than sharing content for free amongst bad people, mean people. However, when you as a marketer offer something that is a limited time, and then the next day they sign up again with a different email address and they get the exact same limited time offer, you don't want to do anything to harm the trust that you have with your audience, and that's one of those things that can do that very quickly. So those are 4 good ideas. Just to kind of recap those, keep your stuff behind a username and password. Try to protect your videos as best you can without going too crazy from being copied. If you can, add that component of ongoing live interaction, whether that's a question and answer forum that you have to be a paying member to get access to, or if it's your live coaching that you do with a group setting, keep those behind the membership area. That way, refunding the purchase also takes away that stuff they can't steal, basically. And finally, your limited time offers should remain limited time offers. Okay, so those are 4 good ideas when it comes to protecting content. Now let's talk about 3 ideas I don't think are quite as good. Okay, so bad idea number 1 is if you're going to limit the download time frame on your download. So for example, they make a purchase and they have 3 days to download their item. I just want to tell you, be ready for the support tickets. The last thing you want to do is, especially in a digital world, is say you can only download this for 24 hours. Well, people get distracted. People make that purchase if you're running an ad to a landing page and they're like, oh yeah, sure, let me pick this thing up for $3. And then after 3 days, they can't get to it. They're going to feel a little bit cheated, and they're going to reach out to you and potentially leave some negative reviews in your business. And those are difficult. When you have those bad reviews starting to build up, that can create some negative spiraling in your business. So be ready to either support those support tickets or just kind of don't do that and you'll be okay. Bad idea number 2. And this is where, instead of setting up that entire membership platform, which you can do in under an hour if you take my free course, but instead of setting that up, some people will just password protect a page and they'll create some super complicated password that they'll email out for people to access the page. This is not the best way to do it because the password can be shared just as easily as any other file can be shared. So if you want to protect your content, you want to make sure it's at least a unique protection for the individual user, that the user has to sign up and have that. So don't just password protect your page and sell the password. I guess you would sell the password to get access to the content. That one is very easy to circumvent, and I would highly advise you avoid that one. And bad idea number 3, and this is kind of like an overarching one. In my opinion, anything that you do to increase security at the expense of user experience is a trade-off I would rather not make. And let me clarify that. So if you do something like where you have to log in to access your stuff, that makes sense. People are used to that. That's something that is common nowadays, and it provides the vast majority of the protection you need to protect your stuff online. However, if you start adding in these additional measures, if you start sending out little bracelets with special key codes, or you inject the dye so they have to like scan it, obviously I'm getting silly, but when you start doing things that are unnecessary or things that are uncommon in online protection world, or even if if I buy something, I want to have access to it today, next month, and 6 months from now. But if after the first 24 hours, I no longer have access to that, that's something that's different. That's a glitch in the matrix, and that can cause a bad user experience for the purchaser, and also a bad experience for you as a seller, because you better believe you're going to hear about it. So just think about when you're looking at adding protection options into your content, what impact is that having on your user, and is it worth the potential goodwill that you're losing from providing that bad experience? All right, guys, so that was it. That was 7 ideas, 4 good ones, 3 crummy ones on how you can protect your content online. I'm going to have some technical tutorials as well to go with this to help you get these things accomplished as well in the coming days. So be sure to subscribe to this channel and like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Do you think that I'm maybe too optimistic? Should there be additional restrictions behind everything we do online? I'm curious what your opinions are, so be sure to leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.